Okay. Hi, y'all. Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to talk about Merit, Merit Beauty. I made a video. I don't know where it's going to pop up, but I made a video earlier in the year talking about specifically some cheek products and some lip products. And I have since expanded the scope of my experience with this brand, and I have some thoughts. So I have used the Merit foundation stick. I have used their, I think it's called the Minimalist multi-purpose base product. I did not like it. I didn't like the way it sat on my skin. It just looked heavy and uncomfortable. It didn't sit flush. It felt like it was just really thick and goopy. So I don't have it anymore. However, I did use the Dior 24-hour Forever Skin. This I love. So that is what is all over my skin. I also have the Make Reverse Emulsion, the Hydrascape Reverse Emulsion moisturizer on, so that's giving me a fair amount of glow along with the Dior. I don't remember the Merit giving me this nice glow. I seem to remember it's more of a light absorbing, like demi matte formula. What I do love, what I have loved from Merit are their brow products. So the 1980 pomade, I put this in first. My brows are freshly dyed, but I still need a little something to help bring some life into them. And this pencil, the 1990 brow pencil, I have already replaced mine. I bought a bunch of stuff in a bundle around Black Friday. So we're middle of February. So about 3, 4 months ago. And I flew through the brow pencil. So as I was sitting down to gather things for this review, I realized it was empty and I had to go to Sephora to replace it. So I picked up some other stuff. So that is why we have padded out this review. But this is in the shade Warm Brown. It is perfect. It is beautiful. I wish it had more product. This is, I believe, $24 for 0.002 grams. Like, I looked at it in comparison to some other brow pencils, and it has like a quarter of the product. However, if you use it gingerly, you can get some longevity out of it. The problem that I have is because it is so fine, I end up breaking it. If I roll it up more than like an eighth of an inch, a 16th of an inch, very small amount, and I go to start putting it in my brows, the pencil breaks in my hand. That is frustrating given how little product there is in here and how expensive it is. However, it's a great pencil. And if all you need is a pencil to just fill some stuff in and you want longevity, you want really nuanced colors, I think Merit is going to be a little more reliable. And oh, this one has a spoolie. My last one didn't. My last one just had a sharpener on the end. That's fabulous. The brow gel. So this is the 1980 volumizing brow gel. Yes, I memorized these. I do love the wand. The wand is a conical shape. It's perfect. It's great for getting in the little tail areas, getting in the front of the brow. It really does a fabulous job. And the gel, so I use dewy skincare. I have a bit of a problem with brow products sticking to my skin and my hair. This goes in beautifully. It doesn't clump. I get a little bit in the front of my left brow, but that's just because my hair is uneven. However, this is the shade Taupe. I usually go for a slightly cooler brow gel as opposed to pencil. So I like my pencil a little warmer so I can create some dimension. However, taupe is not really taupe. It's more of a cool brown than it is a taupe. I expect taupe to have a little more ashiness, a little more gray to it. So beware if you're looking at this product in taupe because it's not going to be a truly grayish brow product. But I love these formulas and I love them together. Their gel bronzer. I've used a bit of this. This is in the shade Clay. I usually go the second bronzer shade down because I like a little bit of ruddiness, a little bit of warmth, as opposed to like a more yellow orange tone. I don't know which of those would be considered warmer, but they're both on the warmer side for a bronzer. This is really thin. I find myself building it up, and I'm fine with that. I would rather have a bronzer stick that I need to work a little bit more to build up than immediately looks like a stamp on my face. And I've used this with brushes, I've used it with a sponge, and it applies beautifully every time. Evens out. It even goes into the hairline nicely. It doesn't get stuck, it doesn't clump or get streaky. It just blends and it takes powder. I have powdered this bronzer gel and it stays beautifully. Now, because all of these face products are creams, they're not intended to be terribly long wearing. That right there is the sticking point. These are creams, and creams tend to dissipate faster than powders. However, you can layer these with powders. The only thing I wouldn't layer is the blush. I wouldn't layer the blush because it's this really interesting, like tenacious gel formula. Let's move along and talk about the blush. So I have Beverly Hills. I've had it for quite some time. This I initially decluttered because I didn't like it. And then someone on the internet was like, oh, hey, I have the new shade Beverly Hills. And I was like, I had to pull it out of my declutter bin because I thought I had the shade Beverly Hills, which I do. And they were just mistaken. But it really made me re examine this formula. And I'm glad it did because I realized I was setting this up to fail. I was layering it on top of powder. I normally take a cream blush and buff it out over my cheeks and then go on top with powder. That's just my own system. But this formula is not meant to be powdered. It's not meant to layer under powder or over powder because it's gel. It's got this tenacious formula and it's not slippy. It's got a grip to it. Will pick up if you try and layer powder on top of it. That's not what it's designed for. So, in order to really get a good baseline for these products, I had to set them up for success. And that meant I needed to go over and use the blush to its best ability, to what it was designed for, and not what I wanted it to do. Beverly Hills is a beautiful desaturated beige peachy pink. It's a great nude blush for me. I do really like it. And then when I want a little drama, I got Bespoke. And this is stunning. It is raisin, which is not something that I've talked about on my channel for a while. Raisin is my favorite tone. It's like this desaturated, mucky, purple browny beige. Doesn't really have a name, can't really pinpoint it, but it's very skin native and it looks beautiful with my green eyes. I already know I like this formula when I use it to its best ability. And if we compare the new one to the one that I've had for some time, you can see how much of the product I've worn down. I honestly think I will finish Beverly Hills at some point during 2025. So these blushes give an absolutely gorgeous flush to the cheek. I already have on some glowy skincare, so that's helping. But on a normal day, these just make my cheeks look like I have healthy skin that is glowing. They even do take my melasma and incorporate it into the blush, which I do like. I like it. These are a hit as far as a cream face of makeup. And that's what they're meant to be used for. Eyeshadow. So these are the Merit Solo Shadows. I have Studio, which again, I've had for some time. And then I also have Social, which is this beautiful grayish mauve. I got the box of products in November, December, and I was leaving to go to the gym. I just stuck the products in my car and I went. I can't remember what happened, but I ended up sitting in my car for a little while outside the gym before I went in. I may have been on a phone call, and I was curious about this formula over the others. So I pulled this out and I just put a nice little swatch on the back of my hand. I went into the gym and I spent 45 minutes swimming. I got out of the pool, showered off, dried off, and the swatch was still on my hand. So naturally, I wore it swimming several times after that to test just how waterproof it is. And every single time I have worn this swimming, it has stood the test of water. So this right here, if you are like waterproof, water, it stands up, water, it stands up to movement. I don't remember if I like toweled off my hands. It was a long time ago. Really like this. And this color, this tone of beige is so native to my skin tone that it creates just this indiscernible shadow. You cannot look at my face when I'm wearing this in a natural face of makeup and clock that I'm wearing makeup. It just looks like my eyes have a natural bit of depth and shadow. These also blend out really nicely with a brush. So this is one of the Refer synthetic brushes that are designed to be used with creams. This is the LC01, and this works splendidly. You do have to be a little more patient with blending, but you can get a pretty nice application. They also work really well with your finger. If you're in a hurry and you just want to slap it on, works beautifully. So it is a cream. Like it's got a melty consistency when you touch it. And when you finally spread it out and you let it set, it doesn't go anywhere. I have to really go in with a microfiber and micellar water to really get my hand clean. We're going to let that sit there for a while we talk about the rest of this stuff. All right, so you'll see in the B-roll footage that I used some powder. I used 3 products that are not Merit because I wanted powders and tones that they don't offer. So under my eyes, I used my Phytosurgence cream bronzer in the Spectral Sunlight Bronzer in shade 1. I used the Givenchy Prism Libre powder in Rose Wall. This is in my Project Pan. This is the older formula that has talc. Apparently the new one is just awful, which is why I'm finishing this one. And then the Oma Double Take Sculpting and Contour Powder in White Pearl. Love this powder. I used a little bit of the Milani Supercharged Setting Spray. This stuff smells like Sunny D. Coming! Hang on a second. If the camera settings look different, it's because I had to go answer the door for groceries. I love having groceries delivered. All right. We have lips and mascara to talk about. And honestly, I think this may be one of the things I least like as far as formula goes. So this is the Merit Signature Matte Lip. This is in the shade Court. And it's this beautiful beigey red with a little bit of like rosy pink mixed in. It's lovely. The color is beautiful. Merit really does a job when it comes to creating nuanced lip colors. However, if your lips are the least bit dry, if they're flaky, this stuff is going to collect. Let's get really up close and personal. So I have some dry texture on my lips. And you can see that it's just not sitting nicely. It's just a little hunky chunky. However, the color's beautiful. And as far as the Merit lip products that I've tried, it is the longest wearing. Matte formula does suck the moisture out of your lips. And that is where these beautiful lip oils come in. So we need to talk about the Shade Slick tinted lip oils. So the clear one up top is Bel Air and the bottom one is Jeté. This one really surprised me. It doesn't have a ton of color payoff, and I like that a lot. It's a very thin, sheer wash, and it just brightens up my lip tone and brightens my face. I don't understand how this color just on my lips emphasizes all of the warmth in my face and just makes me look like I'm awake and I'm alive and my skin is alive. I don't understand it, but it's beautiful. It's really pretty. The formula is lovely, rich, but it's thin, if that makes it's not super thick. It doesn't have a whole lot of like silicone drag to it. It's a very thin oil that absorbs beautifully into the lips and keeps them nice and plump. I have not tried putting an oil over this matte lip. Let's try it. We're going to go with Jeté. Okay. Right away that feels better, but it is going to affect the longevity. Let's take a look. I've got a cup of tea here. And of course it's black, so you cannot, but you can kind of see that there is a lip ring right there. It does feel really nice. And the color, I have 3 other lip products in this color. So it's one of my favorite colors of makeup. It's a gorgeous color and I want to wear it more, but I'm just having a problem with the formula. And if you do the sit down, hydrate your lips first, do the rest of your makeup, and then put on the lip, it could work really nicely. But I don't want to have a lipstick that I need to finesse like that. I want to be able to put it on, touch up the edges, blur, and go. I don't want to have to finesse my lipstick. However, on the other hand, I love the packaging. I like that Merit is, really stepping into this square packaging. As somebody who has mobility issues that are going to continue to get worse, I can set these on a table and know they're not going to roll. I can reach into my handbag and know that when I feel the square lipstick that I have my Merit lipstick. Their products, they skip they skip rope with, they jump the line from being really, mobility friendly to like, oh my God, I need a safe cracker to open this thing, because they do seal tight. The eyeshadows seal tightly. You have to be able to hear that click to know that it's fully closed. Which, given that this is a cream eyeshadow formula that does dry down, that's understandable. I have not talked about the highlight stick because I'm not wearing it today. My skin is already so glowy. I thought I would start without it and then just add a little bit. So this is the Day Do highlighter stick in Bounce. I was about to say bubble. That's not right. I have worn this on just a bare face of makeup, a little bit of this, smearing of blush, brows, and a hit of mascara, and out the door. It's gorgeous. However, if I wear it somewhere like physical therapy, half of it's going to end up on the pillow. So when wearing this makeup, it is something that you need to think about, is the longevity. Am I going to work? Is it something that I need to last 12 hours? Or am I just going out to run errands and I want to, appointments, and I want to feel a little bit more put together? I think that that is what this makeup is designed for. They have some products that are really long wearing that I will love for a very long time. The matte lip is long wearing. It's also long drying. The thing I have yet to talk about is this mascara. Look, I am becoming a connoisseur of tubing mascaras. I love a tubing mascara. I especially love wearing a tubing mascara when I go swimming because it really allows me to test formula, because tubing mascaras are supposed to be waterproof until you actually rub your eyes and decide to take them off. I have not yet worn this swimming. I have worn it to work out. I have worn it as a full day wear test to test the longevity. And I can tell you that after a certain number of hours, it does too. Depending on what you put on your face first, I start with an oil, and I do test a tubing mascara with an oil first. And I can tell you, oil doesn't touch this stuff. You need water and I use these small microfiber rags. I use these for everything. And one of those will just take everything off. I do really like how this builds. It's a thinner formula than, say, the Milani that I am in love with. I would compare this more to like the Thrive or the KVD full sleeve. The wand is simple. It's a basic oval wand, but the tip is really small. It's great for getting in those corners. It really does pull all of the lashes from your eyes and gives you this really good hit of volume and length. But it's still natural. You don't get like those tangly, splinky, spidery lashes. I'm sure you can build it up to be that. I have on occasion had to separate them. And again, the square packaging, more mobility friendly, which I appreciate. So overall, I am really impressed with a lot of the stuff I've tried from this brand. I have not tried the signature lip. I haven't tried their regular lip formula, and that's because I can't find a color that I like. I swatched them all at Sephora, and they were either like just too pedantic or they were too orange. So many of their lip colors just skew yellow that I'm not gonna spend $26, $24 on a lipstick that I don't like the color. I'm not going to do that because that's silly. I am going to use and enjoy everything I have here. I did not just buy it to have it to test. I bought it because it's something that I am deeply interested in, because the products that I got earlier in the year really have shown themselves to be special. So before we wrap up this video, this is just water and we're going to spray. Look at that. it doesn't go anywhere. This These eyeshadows are amazing. I know if I was getting married, I would want to wear something like this because I know it's gonna last all day. I know it's really going to perform. And even now, and I'm really needing to like dig in to get that off. However, when you go in with oil, soap, water, all of it just melts away. Overall, I'm impressed with the things that I have used and tried from Merit. Their lip colors are gorgeous. Their eyeshadows are really nuanced. I wish that they had like just a beige pink. I wish they had something like Beverly Hills in an eyeshadow. I also wish they had something like Bespoke, but Bespoke is a new color. So maybe they will expand the eyeshadow shade range to the brow products. Look, the pencil is expensive, but depending on what you need, I suppose there is a time and a place when it could be worth it. So yeah, that is Merit Beauty. That has been my experience, and hopefully y'all found this enjoyable, informational, fun, if nothing else, entertaining. If I did not introduce myself, I am terrible at remembering to introduce myself at the beginning of videos. My name is Rachel. I'm an artist. I'm neurodivergent. I'm neurocomplex. I'm also disabled. And that is the lens that I like to look at a lot of my content through, that I like to funnel my content through that lens. I hope you will subscribe, maybe share the video with someone who's also curious about Merit Beauty. And I hope you are taking care of yourselves so you can take care of each other. I will see you all in my next video. Bye, friends.